I'd like to say thanks to Chibi Chico for actually getting me going on this. And let's see here. We can now enter the game. So, oops. In the top left, we have Schmack or Moistchipxx playing as the blue Protoss. And down here in the red corner, we have Work or AngelineTammi playing as the red Protoss. And initially we have a probe from Angeline making its way over the map, probably doing some early aggression of some form. I don't think this is early enough to scout. And I'm not sure Moistchip actually noticed that probe crossing paths. See here. What's going on? Looking around, scouting gases. And we have two gateways going down for Moistchip, and this probe is not heading back home to mine, it's doing something else. Let's see what this one is doing. It's checking out that everything is normal, and so far things do look kind of normal in the camp of Angeline. But we also have this, sorry for the erratic movement, this pylon going up, this proxy pylon. What could this be for? I've seen Angeline going for proxy Stargate quite a few times with the accompanying batteries, and so does it look like has Moistchip, because she knows where to look for them, and she will definitely scout this, possibly early enough to do something about it. And it's not sure that... oh, now we know that both have seen each other. And she's sending the probe after the probe. A little probe on probe action. We have two stalkers coming out as well. They should be done quite soon. And we have a defensive setup back here. These two stalkers will probably try to chase the probe away first, and then they will attack the pylons. No, they start by attacking the... oh, there we go. Will they? Yes, they will attack the pylons, and this actually probably stops... no, it doesn't stop it dead in its tracks, because these shield batteries do heal the pylons. But still, we've wasted a lot of energy from one of the shield batteries and gotten some shield damage. Now we have 3 stalkers and a sentry getting ready to greet the inevitable void ray coming right now. And we have a second probe arriving for Angeline in order to create more batteries for these void rays. And we have a probe going across the map for Moistchip as well, probably to do some counter aggression. We also have a bit of a supply block problem. And Moistchip gets one of the void rays. That's very devastating early on. You really do want to keep your void rays alive this early, or always, but it's especially important this early on when it halves your damage output and also your durability. Okay, we're back up to 2 void rays, but we are also having somewhere around 8 stalkers with a plethora of shield batteries behind them. Looking at the probe count, we have a saturated mineral lime and saturated gases here, and back home Angeline has 14, so almost saturated with mineral line. How was the... So the gases are full. And one shield battery gets destroyed at the cost of one stalker, and we have some aggressive buildings here. One... Ooh! Close call there. One dark shrine and one gateway for faster warp-ins, so pretty soon we're going to see Dark Templars moving into Angeline's base to wreak some havoc. In the meanwhile, we have this standoff here between Stalkers and Void Rays. It's a back and forth, and sorry. It's basically a question of who has the best shield battery placement. Now the Dark Shrine is done, but will Moistchipxx remember to use it and warp in? Yes, there we have the first Dark Templar. She could probably warp some in defensively as well, since there is no detection, neither offensively or defensively, for Angeline. And the damage output of those Dark Templars is quite extreme. So how many? We're up to 7, 8, and 9 probes lost for Angeline, so she really needs to get something done now, and she's getting a bit desperate, I think, so she's actually pushing the issue here, but Moistchipxx stands strong currently. So back home, there is just one probe left for Angeline, and Moistchipxx can continue warping in and creating more. And how is the economy? So Angeline can create a few more workers, but she can't create a new base. So once she's mined out here, there's not much more she can do. She does have a robo somewhere. Okay, she has a robo here at her offensive position, but she doesn't have anything back home. So will she be able to do something with that observer? You'll soon see that there are no DTs here at the front, and she's taking more and more damage, and the Nexus just went down, so she's banned from any more income. She can't create anything more. The units she has are the ones she'll have to live with, or win with rather. And most of the Void Rays are really low on health. And GG. There we go. The first match. We have Moistchipxx leading 1-0. And we're ready for our second match. Match point, Moistchipxx. Oh, I'm struggling to find words right now, but hopefully I'll get more warmed up and we will have a better experience. So up in the top right corner we have our blue Protoss, Moistchipxx, and in the bottom left we have our red Protoss, AngelineTammi. And again, we have a probe making its way across quite early, just after the first pylon. And we have a high ground pylon for Moistchipxx. see here, going into scout. They need each other. And we have a gateway with an idle probe, coming in for both players. So currently we're doing what would seem almost mirror build. Both gases, everything, except for that Moistchipxx is ahead on supply. She has 18 workers to 16 of Angeline. She probably has a better income. He scouts both gases and nothing else in the main. And here we have a proxy pylon again. This is quite a bit away though. So I assume this won't be the Stargate, but rather something else. Now we have to have cybernetics cores inbound for both players. Moistchipxx is scouting around, wondering why are there so few buildings in the main of Angeline. But she hasn't seen these, has she? No, she hasn't. But when she leaves, she'll see that at least some of the buildings are coming up. This proxy pylon seemed a bit early to me. So now that Moistchipxx is ready to leave, she sees that there are matching buildings to her own. I think? Yes, sorry. Forgot to change the view. But looking at the units, they're equal in workers, but there are 2 stalkers already there for Moistchipxx. Angeline is starting to build a gateway, so this is proxy gate for faster warpins, whereas Moistchipxx is building a Stargate, so she'll go Sky Toss this time. What do we have here? We have a Twilight Council, so one would assume this is for Dark Templars. And Dark Templars is something that Moistchipxx so far isn't ready for unless she starts creating an oracle, which she did. She wouldn't have had any detection. Checking around for some proxy shenanigans, doesn't find anything yet. Look at this. Oh, I thought I would see it spatting. And she scouts this just as the Dark Shrine goes down. That's so unfortunate for Angeline. Meaning Moistchipxx really has everything going for her. Did she finish the Oracle? Yes. But it's going across the map, which is probably safe for now, especially... Did she see this getting cancelled? Yes, she saw it getting cancelled. I didn't see it getting cancelled, that's why I... Notice the probes! Okay, so this is going to be quite a short work done on most probes if she micros this a bit. How many? 9 probes lost so far. And the worker count is 14 to 26. The only thing, or the main thing Angeline's economy has as an advantage is that her nexus is earlier than... is not earlier, is later than Moistchipxx. So Angeline is in quite a bit of trouble right now. She's down 12 workers, her Natural Expo is not done yet, and Moistchipxx can really crank up the production. So Angeline's answer to this seems to be upgrades and tech, but she doesn't have any anti-air except for 1 stalker. She probably should try to get a few more stalkers in, for now at least, to just fend off this Oracle, which has expended all its energy, so it won't be back for a little while at least. Up in the blue corner we see macro, Chrono boosted Stargate that... Okay, it was the end of the Chrono boost, thankfully. but where the Chrono Boost didn't do any good. How much energy do we have? So, not very much. You should probably not focus on that Oracle for now. Look at me as a gold player trying to tell diamond players what they should and shouldn't do, but we all make mistakes. So how are we doing for workers? 15 versus 35. This is looking more and more dire for Angeline every minute. So the supplies, yeah, the supply doesn't really can't lie this much. 75 to 31, that's 2.5 to 1. And we are also oversaturated on one mineral line and empty in the other one. Okay, trying to take. In the meanwhile, we're using oracles to depower this proxy gateway, which was probably more there too. Okay, can we get a few shots off at this oracle? We do. And it's out of shields at least. And how much energy? It has energy enough to actually do some attacking, but the shield battery really does slow down the attack speed or damage speed of the oracle. Up in the north base we're starting to reach full saturation on the second nexus, and the first one is a bit oversaturated actually, not important, but we have one too few on gas as well. So small inefficiencies, and we have a huge army moving across, which Angeline will spot right now. Oh, she doesn't, she just spots the air part, but that is almost enough. We have +1 air weapons for the Void Ray. Okay, now she might be seeing the scale of her problem. Oh no! The cybercore goes down, meaning she can't warp in anti-air from her gateways. And GG is called. Congratulations, Moistchipxx. We're waiting for Angeline as well. It seemed like she would join this post-game talk.
Mm-hmm.
How did that feel? I'll ask you some questions while we're waiting, though. How did that feel?
Well, I'm a massive fan of her stream, and I know that she's a fan of Proxy Void Wraith, so it was nice preparing for that for sure. And then the other build was more kind of hoping that it was going to work out.
Okay, yes. So let's talk a bit more on the Proxy Void Rays. Had you prepared the Dark Templar response specifically for Angeline, or is that something you usually do when you see Proxy Void Rays?
I did the DT specifically for Eng because I knew that she was gonna build Void Rays and stuff. I didn't think she was gonna build oracles to scout it, so thankfully all worked out.
So
GG.
Angeline,
GG.
we're talking about the first game right now, and apparently you're a bit predictable. So Moistchipxx was ready for the Proxy Void Rays and had the DT response prepared specifically for you.
Yeah, I got deleted. I got absolutely wrecked. But I knew she would beat me anyway. She's just better. She's just built different. Yes.
I literally I think I practiced like a whole day just against your Proxy Void Rays just to perfect that build.
Oh my god.
So I knew you were a massive fan of it. I was like, I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna make sure I can hold it.
I love that. I love that. Then you deserve to win.
No.
Okay, moving on to the second game. So, what were your plans going in? One thing I noticed was that Moistchipxx sort of, it took a while before you saw that the base of Angeline was actually looked kind of normal. There were 2 gateways and a cyber core just at the natural entrance rather than in the main base, and you were scouting mostly the main base. Did you expect more shenanigans there?
Yeah, like I definitely like I wasn't sure like with Ange, like I'm not sure if she's proxying, if she's gonna play the long game. So just to be safe, I definitely scout with the probe. But yeah, my goal was just to make adepts, Oracle harass, and hope for the best.
No, you were good. I was thinking, should I do that 8-minute timing attack that I showed you? But then I was like, no, but then you'll know it. But now I'm looking back, I feel like, oh, maybe I should have just done it because by 8 minutes I would have had that of like a similar army to yours anyway.
Do you mean the
So,
proxy DT one or which one?
I should have done that 8-minute timing attack with the immortals and the archons. The
Your
one that I showed
PvP.
you. Yeah. My PvT. But it's like all my knowledge like went out like the door like as soon as you saw that DT shrine. I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do now? And then like you just came in and just like annihilated me, and I was like, you know what, she deserves to win.
Thanks.
So, another thing. Let's see here. Yeah, the Dark Shrine. You were very unlucky with that, Angeline. You had like 5 seconds of build time on it when it was scouted, or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure. I can't remember.
It was very short. I mean, the scouting probe was less than 1 base away when I saw the Dark Shrine going up. Okay, but you were relentless on your harass, Moistchipxx. Just constant, either adepts or oracles. I should have checked, but you killed a lot of probes early on there.
Yeah, in the second game, the idea was send the adepts in, and then when she chases her probes, I could send the oracle in. But then my adepts died quite fast to her zealots for some reason. So yeah.
No, I think they were just standing there. I was like, why are they just standing? Maybe you thought you shaded and they were just standing there. But it's like, oh my gosh, yes, I killed the harass, and the next minute you come in with more harass.
Yeah,
And
with
I'm just
oracles.
like, bruh, like, are you serious? Are you kidding me? Is this EU because I play NA server, so and you play EU, so the like level of like the skill level is so much higher.
I don't think so. Like I
In
think
the
you
EU.
forget that I prepared for you. You know what I mean? Specifically just for you, I prepared PvP.
True. I mean, I'm honored. I mean,
Well, so you're not the only 2 people in this tournament, and in about 20 minutes or so, Chibi is going to face off against Li Fan, so that will be Terran and Zerg. So first, before asking which player you'd like to face, which matchup do you prefer, PvZ or PvT? Both of you, whoever answers first.
Yeah, I'm a massive fan of Lee. Like Lee and I are pretty good friends and stuff. So like obviously like as much as I do love her, like I really don't want to play against Zerg, preferably Terran. Like my PvZ win rate is like 23%, so preferably Terran, I guess.
yeah, I prefer PVT as well, but um, yeah, I don't know. I feel like Chibi is my friend too, so I don't really want to verse her. So I'd prefer to verse Lee Fun.
Okay.
So
Well, you practiced a bit versus Chibi. Did she ask you for specific builds when you practiced, or was it like just let's see what we can do to mess each other up?
with Chibi, like she's really good at macro games. This is one tip I can give you, Irene, if you do verse her. She's really good at macro games, and she couldn't defend my Void Rays like she as hard as she tried. I think I Void Ray proxied her like twice or 3 times, and she couldn't defend them. Like, yeah, but her macro is really strong, really strong. Yeah, but so is yours. So I don't know.
Okay.